Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Just going to bring a little top-down analysis, or we're going to talk about, well, 4 or 5 charts. Some that were on the radar, some that were sitting in demand zones, supply zones, and just kind of talk about what happened in the market this week or in the last couple of days today, and we'll go from there. So the first one I wanted to talk about was Aussie USD. There was a demand zone that I think a lot of us were watching. I know in the group, there was some topics or some people saying they liked this demand zone. And I really liked it too. Let me remove that. There was this 1 hour demand zone, really strong move up. Look at the distance move away. Came all the way up there. There's a really nice structured drop base rally demand zone that took out all this supply up here, broke momentum line. And people are saying that they're going to try catching pullbacks to this. And I did notice, we talked about it in the group chat. We were talking before the London Open um, with the group members, and I said why I would avoid this level for right now, or I would want to wait for confirmation. It was a beautiful zone, but the reason why I didn't like it is because if we go to the daily time frame, it's not sitting in any higher time frame demand zone. We would never call this daily demand, or if we did, it's a very poor structured daily demand. You would have to go to the very extreme to pick up this buying opportunity. And we're also not sitting in monthly demand. We still have room to go down into the monthly demand. I know I'm switching charts a lot, sorry about that, but we still have lots of room to go down into the monthly demand. So I think any longs were super aggressive. Yes, we got a strong move up, and I think it was a good area for buying opportunities, but I think this was a zone that was just so obviously that everybody was watching. Supply and demand traders, support and resistance, possible breakout traders. So I thought it would be a trap for anyone trying to get short or sorry, long in this demand zone. It was a nice 1 hour zone, but if you see clearly we're going to have support and resistance traders buying at this zone. We're going to have supply and demand traders buying at this zone. Um, so I thought it'd be a great area for the banks to do a stop hunt, to do a liquidity search to stop them out. So you're going to stop loss anybody supply and demand traders just buying and setting and forgetting at that area. You're going to stop hunt any of the support traders buying in that zone. And then after we break low, you're probably going to have maybe some breakout traders trying to get short after the breakout, and maybe people trying to get short on the retest. So I think there was a lot of buyers, retail buying coming in to watch this level. And so I thought it'd be a good opportunity for the banks to do a stop hunt before we see any kind of pullback. So I said this is a nice demand zone, and I would definitely look for trading opportunities in it. But what I wanted to see is evidence of the buyer stepping in first. And we talked about this on the 30-minute level, how prices were starting to base here going into the level. So I wanted to say, hey, if we're actually going to be looking for buying opportunities, I want to see this getting removed first, saying that, hey, the buyers are actually stepping in. So I think that was a super aggressive trade just to set and forget. You clearly would have lost. A lot of stop hunts were given. And still, if I decided to go long or anything, I would still want to see this supply getting removed still. So that was just a little analysis about why I would avoid that 1 hour demand zone. It's not sitting in any higher time frame zones. I think a lot of retail traders were watching this area for buying opportunities, so I thought it was just a little too good to be true. So the banks clearly did a stop hunt. This might reverse completely, but maybe it won't. Who knows? But I think it was just a little too aggressive for any buyers to step in and just simply buy the whole demand zone, simply like that. Another one I want to talk about too was this supply level. I know a lot of people were watching the supply zone on the 4 hour of the USD Swiss, and they weren't wrong because we are reacting off of daily supply up here. It's a beautiful daily supply zone. Very nice daily supply zone. We had a strong imbalance rejection on the daily time frame, removing any daily demand zones in here. So any buyers clearly got removed. So we knew that there were a lot of sellers up in this area. So I know people were looking at this 4 hour level saying, hey, it's a great reversal pattern. Sellers have clearly stepped in, shown us that they have started to step in, and they are asking me about this level. And I said, no, I wouldn't want to be trading at it because look at this leg out. When prices left the zone, it left in a strong fashion, but it was this wick of the leg out that told me I need to go down to a smaller time frame and see if there actually is any sell orders in this area. And if we go to the 1 hour supply zone or drop down to the 1 hour time frame, we're going to see that liquidity search. So we could see that this wick right here, before it dropped, it spiked all the way up here, clearing any of the supply orders up until this point right here. So that told me, yes, it was a nice zone on the 4 hour, but if we actually go down into a smaller time frame and we see if there's actually any sellers in that area, we can see that the sellers were clearly absorbed. Prices had to go all the way up here in order to fall. So that means there wasn't any more sell orders until at least this area at the top of the wick here. So I said, you know what, it's still a nice level, it's still a nice confirmation setup, but I would want to see evidence of prices, of sellers starting to step in before we try to get short first. And we never really got that evidence. Prices just continued to rally straight up into it, created demand zones going into it. So there wasn't really an opportunity there to get short. So that was a scratch trade on my end. It was never even really a trade opportunity. It looked really nice on paper, but once we go down to the 1 hour, we could see that there was no real sell orders in that area left. USD yen, I have this one marked out. Oh yes, we were talking about this supply zone too. This was a supply zone that I think I tweeted about, and I know in the Discord free chat that we were talking about this one too, and I noticed that this arrival was not ideal. I did not like this arrival, demand zones being created going into it. I didn't like it at all, so I said this is definitely an area where I'd want to be taking day trades or scalps at. It's a beautiful 4 hour level, but I didn't like the arrival at all to take the 4 hour whole zone. But for any scalping or day trades, I think it would be a really good zone. So if we actually go down to the smaller time frames, we might start to see momentum lines being broken, but we really didn't. I wanted to see this demand zone getting broken first before we got short. But still, the whole zone worked. I didn't take it. I still wouldn't allow me to take it. Big drop in price, so clearly it worked, but I think it would be super aggressive considering the 4 hour time frame going up into it. I think it was price was sitting in daily supply. Yeah, so we were coming up into daily supply, strong rejection too. So this clearly told me that there were a lot of sell orders, but for me just to take the whole 4 hour supply zone just like that with the type of rival that we got was a complete scratch for me. But I was looking for day trades up in this area, but I didn't really get an opportunity to get short. Gold, let's talk about gold. There was a lot of opportunities for day traders today, I found. I know I tweeted about this. Price was sitting in this daily rally-based rally demand zone. We have that daily demand zone down there too. We are about to form daily supply right there. We have some supply up there, and we have supply up there. We also do have a head and shoulders pattern being formed that was formed here. Here's the shoulder, here's the head, here's the other shoulder. So there was a head and shoulders pattern too. I did tweet about that, and I think I posted on TradingView about that trade setup. But with price is sitting in that 1 hour, or sorry, that daily rally-based rally demand zone, I was really looking for buying opportunities. Yes, it would be counter trend, so any longs for day trades would be counter trend. So we would definitely want to see evidence of pricing starting to turn, and that's exactly what we got. If we go to the 1 hour or even the 30 minutes, that's really what I was eyeing it, but I was in bed during this time, so I really didn't get in the opportunity. We had supply zones being removed here. We had momentum lines being broken. So clearly we knew that there were a stack of buy orders sitting at this area. We had a strong rally in price, removed supply, broke downward momentum lines. Momentum was changing. So this clearly knew that there was buyers stepping in here. And this trade definitely would have worked out pretty well. But There's a difference. Remember, there's a difference when if you are like away from the keyboard and you miss a trade setup, than if you are sitting on the computer and then you see this trade setup and then you don't take it. So there's a complete difference there. I was sleeping. I was sleeping during this time, so I didn't get in. I think that's it. That was it. Let's quickly go to the Bitcoin chart and let's just pull up the 1 minute time frame and see where any supply or demand zones are. Just for the lulls. Right now we're clearly seeing 1 hour supply trying to take control right now, or sorry, 1 minute. But if I was to take any shorting opportunities or just looking for supply, I don't see supply till up here. And as for like 1 minute demand, I think you're going to get some buying down in there. That would be the 1 minute chart analysis. But I think that's it. I did close that Discord group chat like we talked about. I did mention it. My main focus is the membership or the members Discord chat that we're talking about right now. A lot of people joined, so that's awesome, guys. Thanks for joining. The free one was closed, as I said that I would, because I just want to be mainly focused on um, the other people that joined. So I might open up another one in December or to the start of the new year. But as for now, no, that doesn't mean that you guys can't continue to ask me questions on Discord or message me on Twitter or anything. I'm still going to be producing content, obviously, but I just wanted to close it so I can mainly focus on this group. All right, so I think that's it. I have nothing else marked ready for that I wanted to talk to you guys about. So just that's it. We can quickly look at the US dollar. US dollar was sitting in that clearly in that downtrend, but this was the daily demand zone that I know I've talked about in other videos. There was the daily demand zone. I believe price came into it. Yeah, just touched it and started to rally out. So now we're coming up into some parts of selling. You can see a better scene on the 4 hour. So any 4 hour sellers are going to be up in this area too. But we are sitting in daily, or reacting off of daily demand, I should say, sitting in tested weekly demand too. So any shorts up in here would be really aggressive. But that's it. Just want to let you guys keep you guys up to date with that. Just a quick 10-minute video for you guys, and we'll let you go with that. All right. Cheers. Thanks, guys.